Have you ever been on a trail run at night and all of a sudden your headlamp starts to fade out and gets dimmer and dimmer, and what you used to be able to see now is becoming this smaller and smaller tunnel vision? Stick around, I'm going to show you how to get through that 12-hour run, that 24-hour run, that training run, anything that you're going to face. I have the right light for you. I'm Mitz and this is RunSafeGear. Obviously we all know how important a headlamp is. When you're running at night, if you can't see the rock in front of you, you can't see the tree in front of you, you can't see the mailbox in front of you, well, you're going to see the outcome pretty quickly. How to train and not get hurt, how to have a successful ultra when you know that you're going to be out there at dark, probably from 8 p.m., 9 p.m., all the way through 7 a.m. There are ways to do it and do it smart. Your running options typically come down to a headlamp, a clip, handhelds, or now there are waist pack lights to give you the options to be able to see the trail or road at night. What I have found on my training runs and in the ultras I've completed is that it's not one solution, it's actually having a couple. You know, it's pretty much what they say. Having one is none and having two is one. Be smart. RunSafeGear is all about being prepared so you can achieve whatever is ahead of you. Don't fall victim of being unprepared. So enough with that. Let's get into what I use. These are all lights that I've purchased. There are a few here I have not used yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to point out the ones that I do use and how I use them. So in headlamps and LEDs, there's nothing more important than fit, function, and battery life. That's really what it comes down to. These are the Amazon Quick Buy lights. They're usually about 20 bucks for a 2-pack. I love these. These are my quick get out of the house and run lights when it's daylight savings and you're leaving right after dinner and it's pitch black out. You got to have some lights. You don't really want a headlamp. You just want something to illuminate enough so you can see what you're doing. My go-to choice for the past couple of years has been this guy right here. This is pretty much my go-to step out of the house and run light. If it's one of those runs that's after dinner, it's already getting a little bit dark, I might not need a huge amount of light, but I need something quick, a grab and go, this is it. Here's why. The clip is wide enough to fit around your collar, your strap, your belt, anywhere you want. If you're wearing a jacket, I can even clip it to my pocket. And with one button press, you have the main 4 lights, and you can dim those, and then you have a center light. These are plenty bright enough. And what's nice is, this is a 2-pack. So, once you charge one, and you have the other one, if you're going on a longer run, one dies, throw it in your pocket, throw it in your pack, take the other one out. I've used these on ultras before, and there's a specific reason why, and we'll get into that in a little bit. I would say the one downside to these is there's a little rubber stopper here that covers one of my favorite features. The USB is attached to the light. You don't have to look for a cord, you don't have to look for a cable, you just plug this right in and it charges. That's why these become one of my top favorites. This little guy, the little rubber booty that goes over the USB, the problem is, out of the 4 that I have, I've probably lost 2 of these. They've been through rainstorms, they've been through mud, they've been through sweat, and they still survived, but that's what makes it waterproof, covers the connectors. Having said that, it's a $20 light, it's a grab and go, one of my favorites. Another one that I go to quite a bit is this one here. And what I like about it is it's a soft rubber case with a really strong magnet. Unlike this guy, which is a hard clip, you basically are forced to put it on something that it'll kind of grip to. This magnetic clip works really well through clothing or on a strap for your pack or on your waist belt. It's just pretty versatile. They have a case, a rubber case all the way around them, and a soft button on the side. And press once, change the modes, and these guys have the flasher. I think it's actually flashing SOS, and then it shuts off. Very simple to use, very easy, and very bright. The one downside to these, to charge them, you have to slide it out of this rubber booty. I said booty twice. You have to slide it out, and then it has a micro USB charger in the side. So the newer versions might be a little bit better, but what makes this one waterproof or protects it from the elements is this rubber case. So again, I always like it all in one so I don't lose things, but I've had these in my pack and my bin for probably about 2 years. So can't say too many bad things about them. Taking a step back, some races require you to have a flashing light. So something that you can press, and I don't know if you can see it good enough, but this guy flashes, stays on all night. I think I've had it for 4 years, and I'm just about ready to replace the battery now. You have to pay attention to race requirements. So this is something I carry in my pack. It's just a little flasher. I think I got it at a local sporting store. I'll link to that below. Next on the clip lights, it's these guys here. These are the ones that I've picked up and I have not used yet. I grabbed them because of a couple of key features. I searched these out because of a few key things. One, it's USB-C, so it's updated. Two, you have the single button, easy to press, and you can change the brightness modes just by clicking it. Here's the next feature. It has solid red. Solid red is great. You can read maps, you can read your watch, you can read all sorts of stuff. You don't destroy your night vision with red, which is very important. Press it again, and it actually toggles between red and blue and you get a flasher. But press it one more time, and it becomes your strobe, your beacon, your flashing light that is a race requirement. When I did the Mid-State Ultra, luckily I had 2 of these with me. One of the guys that was next to me didn't have it. He was not going to be able to run. I ended up giving him my other one of these. So why I like this light, dual purpose, easy to use, has the flasher, and has the white lights, and it comes in a 2-pack for 20 bucks. All of these you can find on RunSafeGear.com. Just click the Amazon Quick Buy button right in the top corner and it'll bring you right to all these and you can make your own choices. And just in case, I'll link to everything below. So now it's time to talk about headlamps. Headlamps are obviously the go-to and the staple for most runners. I honestly never go on a night run without one, or it's in my bin, but it's always accessible. Why are the clip lights so important if I always carry my headlamp? Well, for those of you who have been on long runs at night, whether it's a 12-hour ultra, 24 or more, or you're just on a late training session, that constant pressure on your head, whether it's on your hat or your forehead or wherever, can really start to drive you nuts. So the clip lights for me become extremely valuable. The headlamp is always there, it's going to be the brightest, it's going to be the most powerful, but I don't always want it on. I just don't want that pressure. So I switch back and forth. Something like this guy here. I think I bought 4 of these for about $20 off of Amazon about 4 years ago. I'm down to my last one. Why? Well, these are the disposable ones I keep in my everyday run bin or my EDR. It's just easy. There's 3 AAA batteries. Press it once to turn it on. Press the button a few times to go through the modes. You have the flasher and it shuts off. So it's easy. The reason I'm down to my last one and the reason I keep these in my bin are they're my just in case. Just in case something goes wrong. Just in case somebody doesn't have one. I've loaned so many of these out. I think that's why I'm on my last one. For a quick buy, 20 bucks, it's a must-have in the bin. Stepping up a level from there, typically what you're going to get is a little bit beefier light. You're going to get something with a little bit more waterproofing and probably some more lumens. The higher the number of lumens, the brighter the light. This specific one was a generic one that I picked up called Cycle Torch. And the reason I like this one is it has 2 independent buttons. One for the main light with all of its modes, and a second button for a secondary light, which also has the red light. So having that independent control, it was just one thing I wanted to try out. Price point wise, you start going from the $20 quick fixes. This one was around $30 or $40. It's also just on AAA batteries. If you have it on a low light setting, it'll last you quite a while. Now we get to my favorite light. This is my headlamp, and this is the second one I've owned. The first one lasted about 3 years. This one I've had for now 2 years. It's the Fenix HM50R. This light has a ton of power. It actually packs about 700 lumens on high. What I like about this one is it is a rechargeable light. You don't have to worry about carrying a battery with you to replace it. Having said that, some race directors and some races will not let you use rechargeable lights because if it dies, you have no way to charge it. This light here, you can unscrew the cap, take the rechargeable battery out and put in a regular battery, and it lasts forever. This has a little push button on the side to activate. Press and hold, you can turn it on, you can go through all the modes. It is extremely bright. The extra feature really is if you double tap the light on the side, you have the red light. Press it again, it'll go through the red light modes. Press it again, it goes back to solid. Press and hold, and it turns off. The final reason I love this light is, so if this is irritating me, I can pop it right off. It has a metal clip on the back. That metal clip is extremely sturdy and durable. I can clip it right to my pack and use it as a clip light. This is the Fenix HM50R. Highly recommend it. They have a ton of great lights on their site. The price point though is a little bit more. This one will range you $50 to around $100. Next on the list of the two I haven't opened, Pretzel has a ton of lights. You can go from 300 lumens all the way up, single button press to multi-button press for modes. And Princeton Tech is a new one that I'm testing and will come up in a later video. Website called brigadeqm.com. They sell a lot of military spec gear, and this one I found for a pretty decent price point. It's around 50 bucks. It has a ton of great features to it, which I will be featuring in another video. These are all of my lights. Being prepared is about having what you need when you need it. Having your race bin, having a backpack, having just all of your gear in it gives you the flexibility to be prepared for any situation. My EDR, my everyday run gear, I have a pair of clip lights and I have a pair of headlamps. Who knows what you're going to run into? With all of this information, hopefully you found it helpful. These are just the LED lights. There is so much more on RunSafeGear.com. Also, check us out. I kicked off a Facebook group. It's RunSafeGear, the Proving Ground. I'll link to that below. It's a place for runners to share stories about what they're doing, also what works for them and what doesn't. It's a community. In addition to that, I'm going to have a specific spot in the forum where I'll be able to provide some discount codes to some of these vendors. I'm reaching out to them constantly to see if they can help the running community save a couple bucks. So click those links. Use those codes. They are affiliate links. They do help out the channel. It gives me the ability to create more content for you. Once again, I'm Mitz. This is RunSafeGear.com. We'll see you in the next video.